Where is the face like instanced by a desert's beat, sand winter and tidal dune beat? The face is hot and sometimes beautiful, but always fast and hot and shiftingly small. Horizontal and like refractions in mirage oasis, beautiful water faces, to a touch's break-ins give way to touch, touche. What's like this low waiting ivy or ivy slim and sly February legs, breaking from our quilting covers by the moonbeams and cuts of sun, winking scant calf and thighs, a cover spread face, not even to talk of the nape of the lower back, where mouths open to kiss without lips but lily tongue leaves or acer through the basement floor of my old house red. And we both waited here, swallowing on our cheeks, so we're surely the same forever. I think briefly sharing tonight without whatever's else, and only the next bright light where, briefly, surely, we'll linger under. From the stark white smalls of a fingernail, gumming bright, a mouth to nose, a banknote, a cash drawer, the tonsils taste of metal, the jaw swings, the mouth communes and communicates. It listens with the nose to our duration and with the larynx to a voice returning and turning over between us. It refuses, it opens, it closes, it yawns, it grants permission with a look and tells the temperature with its lips. The face puts it in its right place, with the eyes. We should watch our mouths lest we lose face, lest their motors, bigger bad mouths with loose tongues, better to be tight-lipped when the nude cut across sutures the face silver. Time's violent to the aged face, which is its corpse, weathering spaces the corpse time, as though sutures are burst with the bodies and jaws swinging in the movement. The mouth pinches, like the middle and forefingers, wears a cigarette always. Lips are like leaves or ravished hands, always holding the breath of our spirit. How a neck carries a mouth, its lips stiffen to me. It's your mouth I'd like to kiss most of you. Your jaw outlines to me Francois Hardy, sometimes, but more often comportment, Chevrolet, a singular articulation or an accent, a cigarette held loosely slouching from the side of a mouth, or held recto verso to the shallows of a palm, and all that because all that reminds me, more or less, of somebody I sat with a balcony morning, Gaussian free in Argyle's midsummer, who then reminds me of you, which is why I love you, which is putting words in your mouth, I suppose, but nevertheless, how I'd love their words to come from you, where I'd hope impossibly a hand-to-mouth imaginary breaks upon your clear and gossamer fountain head face as a hand grasps the river's water, and the now certainly feels like forever. Coming out of the mouth something more than either of us, then, despite me, that's your real beauty, that's bright. The mouth tells the weight of our dreams, and not only speaking them and having us shoot off by the mouth by them, but by the dampnesses of a pillow. With the thin red or white lines, leaf-like anthurium spines or a skim running from its corners, the closest down a neck, or tracing again against the lips in its heavy good morning breath. Despite all our reading lips, the mouth's lips are allied with the voice, not the mouth's voice, but their own quivering and tightening and intonation of whatever's voice, which is why their mouth's voice are always polyvocal, the tongue slipping here and there in all ways, the way the voice turns around a thought that's only on the tip of the tongue, the voice of the tongue being tied and double bound, and, stammering between either or, always, and, the hand of a mouth reaches out to write, the warmth of the blood of a split tongue is truth. What's a mouth then in all this? Who cares? It's wasted and slurring. After all, down in the mouth's the waste we need. All the rest of our everything sun said, residing besides, beyond or between the tongue and the roof of the mouth, the percussive gesticulations, tiptoeing, tongue spitting and swallowing the whole of everything just to say, one way or another, I love you, which is really swallowing the everything of us in the faces of tableau, but nevertheless, I do love you, whatever, you know what I mean. Quickly, you hold a mouth to my running mouth, oh, leaping the voice I let be too little, the voice you love of what I say which you love too little. You're the better half of me for it, you'd never could say it, but I can, and will, for all the reasons that make me the worse. Your old tongues telling love without promise, speaking straight to spirit, where I'm faithless without fidelity but in covenant, taking up in our ecstatic, ex-formal, essential, etceteras, only in being assailed by it. I need you to mean something, which you do for me as a favour, even though I need something moreover yet. What's not yet? That's real beauty, that's bright, an infinite horizon. Perhaps your mouth's rehearsing the choreography proper to my reminiscences is exactly the more than, the effort or wanting, I can't tell. The mouths of false promise leading then to true new Jerusalems. The mouths allure, a lie, where does the mouth lie, who placed it? The mouths of frequencies, becoming frequent and familiar, from a look to hello to sit with me. The mouths rhythms rise from the orbit of atoms to the hearts beating to two hearts beating against chests together to the gate of a walk to walking to work. The mouths walking to work. The mouths opening to trip upon every other word, to fall with everything else. The mouths falling, metre by metre in the gesture of a kiss. A wing, an animal trait, a vision, that elided. The warmth inherited from each hand to word of mouth passing our faces here now, born into language wailing, making sense without making sense. The mouth is altricial and jealous. The tongue tastes the morning as you reapply your lipstick, teeth chattering to the cold. That's why writing is good, letting the tongue try itself out. Where is falling from the mouth the hummingbird we, throwing us into voices?